Hello everyone, my name is Jared Tate, the founder and creator of the DigiByte blockchain. I want to warmly welcome all of you who are brand new to DigiByte and all of you from the Ninja Nation. Welcome to the DigiByte community. And to everyone else in the DigiByte community, thank you for being rock stars. This morning I wanted to go over a few things about the DigiByte blockchain and give a quick introduction and recap of the DigiByte.io stat site. As you can see here on the stat site, I have all this information related to the DigiByte blockchain. DigiByte is a truly decentralized, independent Layer 1 blockchain that was launched in January 10th, 2014. There is no company, there's no centralized group, there's no CEO, there's no mass pre-mine. And me, as the sole founder, every DigiByte I have, I either mined or purchased on the market myself. And to be frank, I don't have that much at the moment because I put a lot of it in to building out on DigiByte over the last 11 years. So we're still trying to figure out ways where we can all get more, right? But the fact is, DigiByte is truly decentralized. So let's look at some of the data. The DigiByte blockchain is almost 21 million blocks long. Now this is huge because if you compare it to Bitcoin, Bitcoin only has around 880,000 blocks right now. Now Bitcoin blocks happen every 10 minutes, whereas DigiByte blocks occur every 15 seconds. In the last 11 years, we've had almost 50 million transactions. What's cool is the entire blockchain only takes around 31 gigabytes of hard drive disk space compared to Bitcoin, which I think is well over a terabyte now. So we've got a lot of room to grow and we've got a lot of speed. DigiByte's about 40 times faster than Bitcoin. You can see some other details here. The block reward, that's what the miners receive every 15 seconds when there's a new block. So if you're the miner that mines the next DigiByte block, you'll receive about 310 DigiBytes. And the way that works is there's a 1% monthly reduction. So every month, the amount of DigiByte received goes down 1%. So also you see here active soft forks. Over the last 11 years, we've done a whole bunch of upgrades and changes. And this is where you can see information about that. So that's just some basics. Now, if you go to the blocks page, you get a real-time list of the most recent blocks. And the reason this page is so important is inside the Coinbase transaction of each new block, you can actually find an identifier that a mining pool will be putting in there. And we're using this to actually track our next upgrade for Taproot. And you can see basically blocks come in real time as they occur. So another handy page. Keep in mind, everything on this website is coming from a DigiByte core wallet running on a server. Now, in fact, most services, so exchanges, third-party wallets, hardware wallets, all these different pieces of infrastructure that are in the Bitcoin ecosystem or the crypto ecosystem or that utilize DigiByte, all of them will be running a core node or a full wallet on the back end. That's this guy right here. So that's why it's super important to understand how the core wallet works, because that is the backbone of the blockchain and it's the backbone of all the existing infrastructure that's built on DigiByte or Bitcoin or Litecoin. Now, if we go to the next page, we go to the supply page. And just so you know, if you're hitting this stat site, it's got a ton of views. I think almost 60,000 views in the last 12 hours. So it's been super sluggish this morning. I've actually had to go in and restart it. So we may have to be upgrading our server because this stat site keeps getting hit so much. So that's a good problem to have. That means the community is growing. And I know that there's thousands of new people that have just discovered DigiByte in the last 24 hours. So that's why I'm making this video. So give us some patience. I think I might have to upgrade this server, but that's a good problem to have. Now, if we go to the difficulties page, or not the difficulties page, the algos page, DigiByte has 5 independent algorithms, right? And each mining algorithm should get roughly 20% of the blocks. So this page tells us the breakdown over the last 240 blocks, how they were mined in real time. So as you can see here, It's roughly 20%. It's never exact, but it's usually close and it'll fluctuate. 240 blocks is about an hour. So this has been in place for almost 10 years now, and it's working great. DigiByte has had zero downtime in 11 years. Now, if we go to the difficulties page, one of the true innovations of DigiByte is real-time difficulty adjustment. So every single block, the difficulty of all 5 mining algorithms is adjusting in real time. And this is much different than, for example, Bitcoin, which takes 2 weeks to do a single adjustment, and that adjustment's limited. And that's one of the things we pioneered early on with DigiByte is this real-time difficulty adjustment. We called it DigiShield, became multi-shield. This technology has found its way into many other blockchains, everything from Dogecoin to Ethereum at one point, Zcash, and several others. So something we did early on. Now, if you go to the hash rate, a lot of the websites out there that'll show you the DigiByte mining hash rate. Hash rate is basically how hard it is for a miner to mine a new block on a blockchain or a cryptocurrency, specifically with proof of work cryptocurrencies. The issue is the calculation that's used on pretty much every other site out there is wrong, and it doesn't use the right formula. So you can actually read here on the hash rate formula the correct formula to calculate the hash rate for DigiByte. So our network has roughly fluctuated between 40 to, 90 pentahash total hash rate over the last year. I watch it almost every day. I come in here. Well, this stat site hasn't been up for a year. It's been about 9 months now. So this is where you can go see the hash rate and the hash rate of each specific DigiByte algorithm. The other thing that makes calculating the hash rate for DigiByte a little bit more complicated is because we do have 5 independent mining algorithms that work together. But that increases decentralization and makes DigiByte even more secure. Now, if we go to the real-time DGB blocks mined by address, this is another way to look at recent blocks that have been mined and to see which address they're going to and if that particular address supports Taproot. Once again, this was done to help us try and track the Taproot activation. Now, on the next page, we'll go to downloads. So this is where you can see recent version downloads. This is coming from GitHub API and their statistics. It's helpful to try and quantify how many nodes are actually on the network. And as you can see here, we've got, we could have a couple thousand recently updated nodes, although only roughly 40% of the network is updated to 8.22. So 8.22 is a version we released in December and another version of that in January. But a huge percentage of the DigiByte network is still on version 7 and they have yet to upgrade. And you can see that with this Taproot activation status. So Taproot is an activation, or Taproot is a new feature set with a lot of new technology that we're in the process of trying to upgrade the DigiByte network through the process called a soft fork. The thing about soft forks is we can't just go flip a switch and upgrade the network because it's decentralized. So the last several hard forks or soft forks we've participated in have taken longer and longer and longer because there's more people. So I estimated when we first rolled this out in December, this could take us 6 months. And here we are basically 3 months into this process, and we still haven't achieved a 50% support level, which we need 70% for Taproot to get locked in. So Taproot is a change in the way that transactions are structured. It includes something known as Schnorr signatures and a bunch of other features, which will make the transactions on the blockchain take up a lot less space. And it will allow for a lot of advanced smart contract functionality. So Taproot will be a huge upgrade for DigiByte. And, we continue to work on improving things. Here we are over 11 years later, all of us still volunteers, all of us still trying to bring new technology and to move DigiByte forward. So this is a helpful page. Now on the nodes page, Alright everyone, I had to stop this video for a few hours and actually go upgrade the DigiByte.io server because y'all were hitting it too fast and we hit our bandwidth limits, so that's a good problem. So yeah, the nodes page. So on this page you can see all the unique nodes that this particular server has seen since May of last year. So it has seen almost 14,000 unique IPs. Now what's interesting is I'm in the process of syncing a brand new version of the stat site that'll have more bandwidth, and right away this site has seen almost 1,700 nodes, and this has only been up for a few minutes. So that's pretty amazing. Now this is going to take some time to sync, and then I will move everything over. This is available at new.digibyte.io right now, but that'll only be temporary until it's fully synced and I'll migrate it over. But I just want to show you how powerful the network is. The fact that in like 15 minutes, this node, so this core wallet on this new server has already talked to 1,651 other nodes. That's really amazing. Now, this is important because networks like DigiByte or Bitcoin with thousands of nodes are much different than a lot of the blockchains you see when you go to coinmarketcap.com and you go to the top 100. A lot of those are only running on 21, 41 validator nodes or master nodes. So it's not very decentralized. I mean, if you have a blockchain that's only running on 24 nodes, that's like, I know companies and corporations with sharded clustered databases that are more decentralized than that, right? And all it takes is a subpoena to AWS or Google Cloud to shut them down. So a lot of these blockchain networks that claim to be decentralized aren't really decentralized, and that's just a fact, right? So anyway, we've had several hundred new nodes that have joined the network in the last 24 hours. So this is very cool to see. Growing pains, but I love the fact that you guys overloaded the stat site, and there were, I think we had, I don't know how many thousand users, but there were thousands and thousands of people simultaneously looking at the stat site, and it maxed out the bandwidth for that particular server. There's been a community member who has been donating the server to help host it, so very thankful for him. But we hit the limits of that, so we've had to start doing other things. Anyway, I will wrap this video up, and by the end of today, the stat site will be on a new server that'll have more bandwidth and should be more reliable for everyone. So thank you to everybody that has downloaded a full core wallet and has started to help make the DigiByte blockchain more secure. So till next time, stay decentralized.